$2.
Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. My God, my God, my God. Conversations that go on behind the scenes. I'm gonna start selling these tapes, man. I'm trying to tell you, man. But what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Next Gen 720, and we're back with the multiplayer podcast. And yes, some L's will be handed out again tonight. They'd be so kind again to hit the like button. For whatever reason, they got me blocked and banned on Facebook. I don't know what the hell. I don't do much on Facebook, but
what did you do?
Blocked. I don't know. All I did was post, the video.
You blocked on Facebook? What the heck?
Literally, I do the least. I don't be no Trump rallies, Black Lives Matter meetings.
Bang niggas.
I don't be doing none of that, man. I don't know what the hell going on. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Like I said, you'd be so kind to hit the like button. We have a good time today as the room is filling up. And also too, like today, I forgot about my own promotion. We will be giving away a free copy of Assassin's Creed or either Battlefield, or I got a few games. I'll let you know. Like I said, we're gonna have some fun. Like I said, you'd be so kind to tweet it out. Starting from left to right, I see Puerto Rock on my screen. First, what you got going on with yourself, Puerto Rock?
Man, chilling. You know how it is, man. Fucking spent the day. We had a snow day out here.
Wait, you down south, right? You snow down
there?
Yeah,
that's crazy, bro. This place, and in this town, because they don't get snow, they don't have shit like plow trucks or whatever. So this place shut the fuck down. And fucking, I'm out here. I brought my neighbor double, man. I'm like, man, I'm too old for this shit.
Oh, you went old school. You hit a couple of neighbors, made a few dollars for yourself. Old school.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Fucking,
that's what's
trying to, going around the neighborhood shoveling so I could buy that PSVR and shit.
It ain't $200 no more. It was $200. It ain't $200 no more.
You know what I'm saying? You know me, man. I don't buy shit at fucking manufacturer price. I'm gonna find some chick who's leaving her man. And I'm gonna buy the PSVR for $50. Watch. That's what I do, bro. I take advantage.
he be feeding some false information to get them goods.
That's it. You know what I'm saying?
He's on that girl.
Yeah. Good, bro. Hey, what you got going on with yourself? What you got going on your channel? Talk. We haven't spoken to you in a while.
I've just because I went off to Florida and then the holidays my son was up here, so I was kind of behind in my work at my job at the store, so I had to catch up on a lot of orders. So I haven't really been gaming as much.
And now, where you working? Crazy Eddie's, the Wiz? We working at D?
I have my own company. I have my own store. So I sell TVs, Android boxes, computers. I fix and repair stuff. I build computers. I got my own shop.
Are you one of those like the Jewish stores? Be like, it's Sony Guts. Everything is Sony Guts in here. Everything got Sony Guts. It's got no name brand. No, but it's Sony Guts.
In all honesty, there was a partner that I had, and I'm prominent on the AVS forum. So the partner sat down with me, and we came to an agreement. And now I carry all brands of TVs except for Vizio. So that really helped my business out completely.
No longer Vizio.
Going to the store and doing video comparisons of TVs. Now I got my own shop, get my own stuff. Yeah,
nice. Good, man. Why not Vizio? Is there something weird about it, or?
No, the Vizio's no longer in Canada. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they're gone. You know what? In all honesty, Vizio is a good budget brand, but in all honesty, Sony has some pretty cheap TVs that that they're a little bit better. You can get a 900E, which is an actual full array. That's better than any Vizio. So
really, and is it affordable? It's cheap.
Yeah, the 900E is very affordable. Okay. You can get a 55-inch for like, sometimes it goes on sale for like 1,000 Canadian, something around there. So that's like 800 US or something.
Like my thing, like I don't do big, like I don't like when I buy TVs, I don't really go in depth into like websites and stuff. I usually just look at the store, and just by perception, every time I see Sony, I just see like high prices, and that shit just puts me off. I'm like, God damn. And that's just, again, I don't really go deep into looking for shit. It's just visual. But just for some reason, every time I see a Sony TV on the floor, it's always a fucking high-end, expensive shit.
Yeah, but the 900E is an actual full array, and it does HDR. It has their good processing chip in it. It's pretty good, and it's affordable. It's like the two affordable TVs on the market that are good are the Sony 900E and the oh my gosh, it's on the tip of my tongue. It's like $600. Oh. Oh, what's that TV? It's a cheap one. That's a Best Buy
or some shit. Or
yeah, the TCL-P series.
Yeah.
Those are the best budget TVs you can get, bar none. Like the MU 8000 and all that. It's a good TV, but in all honesty, the 900E beats it. So
here's the thing: most people don't realize about TVs. If you're a videophile, if you plan on keeping this thing for a long time, save your money, invest, and get the right shit. There's no need of trying to get these cheaper TVs, and then when you get it after a couple of months, you're like, oh man, I regret it. I wish I would have got this higher model, that higher model. That's why I just go ahead and get the best money could buy at the time, and just at least I know I'm set for 2-3 years or 5 years or however long. But I see a lot of guys that have bought, like, let's say the TCL. Then they take it back in 2 weeks, and then they go and get this low-end Samsung, and then they take it back, and they're trying different things. And it's like, just save your money, man. If you want to go for the ultimate look for gaming, just
Flip Bailey said for $4,000.
If you want a good TV that's not gonna break the bank and that's not gonna disappoint, you're gonna look at me like, damn, it's a nice looking TV.
Get that Zenith.
You either grab the TCL-P series or the Sony 900E. With any of those TVs, the picture quality is great that you won't be like, oh my god, it's such a shit TV. It's a good TV.
I went from
your buck.
I went from the Sony Z90 over to the LG OLED to the B6, and I haven't looked back ever since.
Yeah, OLED is the truth, man.
Yeah,
unfortunately, not everybody can afford the OLED. But
what about the QLED? How's that? What's up with that?
I honestly tell you, I never owned another LCD TV. You know what? Last year's QLED, the KS8000, it was great because last year's, well, I should say last year in 2018, 2016's OLED TVs, they had some issues with burn-in. They had a few issues with the HDR. It wasn't as bright. It wasn't where it needed to be. And the KS8000, although the OLED gave a better picture, the KS8000's HDR was better. Whereas in 2017, the HDR in the OLED TVs surpassed what Samsung was doing with their HDR. Their HDR actually tries to resolve up to 4,000 nits, where the Samsung only goes up to 1,000 nits. Even though it can get brighter, it only tries to resolve 1,000 nits, and then everything else it rolls off. So you have some lost detail. So the HDR is just better on OLED. OLED is the truth. Now I'm hearing some rumors this year that Samsung is going to come with some micro LED TVs that are going to have many zones of that are controlled, and now that will help bridge the gap where they won't be getting their ass handed to them. I'll have to see how it will look. But still, they might have.
It still would never be OLED. Yeah, OLED is down to the actual pixels that they can control the lighting versus having a panel behind and you try to hide the light that's from the back. You got the bleeding from the side. So it's, again, right now you can get like a B7, a 55-inch B7 sometime, especially during the holidays. You're able to get it for like freaking $1,400-$1,500, and that's an OLED.
And I'll say this, we have some information on the new TVs coming out for 2018 because CES is starting, I believe next week it starts, and LG has rolled out some press release already on their models. And the this year's B8 and I believe the B8 and the C8, maybe the C8 is included. I'm not sure. No, I think it's just the B8. The B8.
I think they killed off the C because the curve. They killed.
No, I think they killed off the G. They killed off the G. There's no word on the G right now. But either it's, I know for sure it's the B. I'm not quite sure if it's the C as well. But they segregated them now where they're not going to have the same chips. Whereas in 2017, they all had the same chip. They all had the same panel. They're going to segregate it again in 2018. So my advice is that if you can get a if you're looking for an OLED, if you can get a 2017 on a good price, I would probably just grab that up, because so far this year, like, it's going to have better image quality. It's going to have a high frame rate. So you'll be able to do 4K 120 hertz. However, they don't have HDMI 2.1 on them. So, you know, we're going to have to wait till 2019, like most of us suspected, to get a true HDMI 2.1 TV. So in that case, you know, the
But
improvements.
you're looking at next gen for stuff like that. I mean, we can buy it, but I mean, you're not going to take any advantage of it for another 2 to 3 years anyway.
So I would just grab a 2017 and save the money because I don't think it's going to be a huge difference in picture quality. And of course, we know when the new TVs come out, they have a premium, so they're going to be a lot more expensive.
It won't be any innovation; it'll be iteration. So
I think in mind, going to come in 2000. Well, they're going to have a few quirks. Some of these new TVs, we have to see what they're going to announce next week. But I think the true next gen TVs are really coming in 2019. That will have HDMI 2.1. Right?
That's always with technology. You pay more for a little bit of the same, few tweaks here and there. But if the average consumer is not,
damn, what you sick? You crying? Nigga, wake up, nigga. The fuck?
Yeah, I'm sick. I'm working too as well. So if the average consumer is not technically inclined, then they won't know the difference, and the companies know that.
But that's why I say if you're not a video file or audio file, and that's another thing. If you can save money by not buying the TVs with the built-in sound bars and the high-end audio system built in, don't do it. Just get the regular model of the TV and go and save your money and later and buy your home theater system.
Yeah, that's the best way to go. And also, too, I want to just touch a little bit before we get into the show on 2017's QLEDs. I was quite disappointed with them. Yeah, they had a little bit more color saturation, which is great. But you know what? They actually cranked up the brightness on these TVs, and they were all edge-lit TVs, so they weren't controlling the zones as well. And it being brighter, you just had a lot more light bleed, like a kind of like a haze over it. And if you're used to it, then you're used to it. But in my opinion, the KS8000s, I liked it better, to be honest with you. I thought it was a better looking TV.
I heard there was a lot of disappointment about the
remote on the Q line. The remotes were dope, but apart from that, if you had a KS8000,
you good.
Don't cry for the QLEDs because your TV was actually better than that TV.
Yeah, I heard the same thing about the QLEDs.
I'll tell anybody. I'll tell if you guys are looking for TVs, don't fall for the marketing hype because these guys will sell you all these specs and all of this crap on the box. And even some of the guys in the stores, they don't know what the hell they're talking about. Their job is to sell you all of these numbers and stuff that doesn't make a difference. This is what you do. Okay. Go into Best Buy or go into a store, stand back away from the TVs, find the one that looks the best, that stands out in your mind, the one that just stands out. Walk up to that one and say, this is the model this is the best looking model in the store to my eyes. So this is where I want to focus in this particular area, because they're not going to put the cheap model right next to the model that just have your mouth open. You see what I'm saying? They're going to kind of keep the high end or the really good ones close to each other. And then over on the side aisle, they'll have the cheap ones, the ones that, really cheap.
It's like going to buy a computer. Most people go into a store, they look at the CPU and the GPU and say, oh, that's a beast of a system. Yeah. And they don't take into account the memory and the things that actually take place in between those two devices, which matter more than those two devices. Because if those two things are fast and then you got a bottleneck in between, exactly, there ain't no need of having it. If the front side bus ain't up to speed with the processors, if the memory is not up to par, then it's not gonna make a difference. So
keep in mind that there was a question in the comment section. PS down. He said, "What about input lag?" I'll tell you this here, right? Okay, people try to take what's in the computer world when you're dealing with monitors and try to replicate them on a TV. Yeah. You're playing an Xbox and you're playing a PlayStation. They're meant to be played on a television, so they're built for that. So you don't have to worry about a lot of the input lag like you would if you had a computer. With these video cards have very high refresh rate capability, and these monitors have very low input lag. So just if you're playing specifically for console, just get your TV and don't worry about the input lag. If you plan on using your TV with a computer, then yes, you have to worry about that.
And I think it also depends if you're going online and being competitive. Yes. If you're going online and being competitive, then the input lag should matter. But to be honest with you, most of the top teams have great input lag. They have if you have an X2, LG's at 20. I think the Samsung is at 20 as well, and the TCL is actually at 14, which is really good. You're not gonna. I don't care who you are. You're not gonna perceive that lag. You're not gonna see it. It's it's almost non-existent. And with OLED too, the screen actually refreshes really fast. It's like 0.001 milliseconds. So you get absolutely no blur. It's just
I will say this. Check it out, right? And I don't know what you guys talking about MTVs or whatever. I will say this. You know, I only have my TV on with dynamic HDR turned up to the max, and just like I said, we're playing Gears, and even playing 2K. I became a better Christian, a better Gears player once I put my TV in game mode. It's not as pretty, you know what I mean. But if you're playing online competitive shooters, or even playing 2K online, the input lag, you know what I mean. You know,
and that's the thing I got to say about the LG OLED. Their game mode is phenomenal. It doesn't look any different from the regular mode. You have to tweak a setting here or there, but it looks the same. And then there were some people having some issue with the HDR in the game mode, but the way around that is just to put your dynamic contrast low to medium, and you get all the brightness that you lose. So
he is in his zone right now. You can tell.
Shout out to Cybersburg, my bro. He dropped 2,000 super chat.
Yes,
y'all. Hope you have a great show. Listen, today, like I said, everybody tweeted out. We will be giving away a free copy of Assassin's Creed or Battlefield, Star Wars Battlefront 2. I got a couple codes.
Yeah, I still got that free copy of PUBG, but y'all got to send me that audio to my email address, man. I got that free copy of PUBG.
Before we get into that, I just want to say, for those of you that bought your Xbox One X at the Microsoft Store, I bought mine at launch, and I was able to go over the holidays. I went last week. I just showed them my receipt, said, hey, I got this at lunch, and I see that you're offering PUBG with it, and they gave me a copy of PUBG. So that's one way to get a copy of PUBG if you purchase an Xbox One X from the Microsoft Store.
I tried to do that.
I think everybody got PUBG already.
I tried to do that with Amazon. They weren't going, but they did give a brother $15, so I ain't complaining. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? You feel deal.
But I'm sorry, but anyway, like I said, getting right into the news.
Hold on, J-Dub. What you do? Go to the Microsoft Store, get that copy, and then send it to me. There you go. There you go.
Look at this.
Porter Ryan. Shout out to everybody.
What's good, Porter?
Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. But listen, check it out, right? Now there we had some leaks from the Xbox on the side of things, as far as exclusive buys. And before we get into that, right, we're gonna start off the back. Now, Porter Rock, did I pay my debt? You there? Porter Rock?
For me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, now
I just had to close the door.
Not a problem. Me and you met. We made a bet here live on air that I predicted the Xbox to outsell the PS4 during the holidays during November, right? And we lost, kind of close, but we lost. You know what I mean? And I am a man of my word. I would hate for anyone to question my integrity, even though it's against my religion to be gambling. You know what I mean? I am a Christian, and it's against my religion to be gambling. But I paid my bet. I paid you $60 and PlayStation money. I ain't pulling Dr. Trey on you and give you some Wii Shop money. I paid you and what you asked me for. I actually want PayPal. This motherfucker says so cheap. Said nah, they're gonna take a percentage of that. You send it to me. I swear to God. I swear this motherfucker cheap, yo. I swear to God, yo. This motherfucker cheap.
Yo, bro, say no, they can't get $1. Yeah. Send me that in PlayStation money.
PayPal get a cut. PayPal ain't getting no cut from this.
Yeah, so I didn't know if you ordered the code from Amazon. They send you. I ain't know how it works. I never, I don't get PSN points like that. So anyway, so I sent them this one. Now you came to me in confidence the other day. You said you haven't heard from D. You bet D. And then you said you would hate to question his integrity. What's going on, D?
Hit the like button.
It's about to go down. Like what's going on, D? Like it's spooky in these streets right now. What's going on? You talk to me.
Like I said at the beginning of the show, I've been out of the loop. If you look at my channel, I haven't put like a video up in a week.
Talk to me.
And
shit.
My son was here, and then of course I just didn't get a chance to it. But if Porter Rock looks at DMs in his Twitter, I did message him and say, "Don't worry, I got you. I'm gonna send that money," so he can confirm that.
Yeah, he did. He just sent it to me 5 minutes ago.
Oh shit!
Yo, D say I'm gonna dodge this L before the show. Let me see.
My man knew what was coming. You saw his tweet. He's like, starting at 8. Well, D plays. He's like, oh no, fuck that. You ain't doing this shit to me.
He say, I know why they calling for me.
Hey, yo, B be dancing around them L's. No, he like, yo, no, they would never give me another cool to cool, man. That's what's up, man. Listen, for the record, though.
My man got skills like Mayweather, bro. He be like, bro, you got him in the corner.
Hey, yo, but what did you guys bet? I forgot. I know I bet a game. What y'all guys bet?
I bet $20.
Oh, I ain't about nothing. All right, but you ain't gonna break his leg over $20, man.
Nah, that's a beggar. Well, no.
You know what I'm saying?
I ain't gonna say that.
He was I had to go get my cousin Tito and Moses. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, man, I was trying to become closer.
We took a trip up the Jersey Turnpike.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
We
knocked his tooth out. Then he comes on Twitter that it was
easy to find. It's easy to find him with that presence.
You know what I'm saying? With that presence. Hey, yo, for real, man. Hey, yo, listen. I swear. Hey, listen. I swear. We're gonna get me and I'm gonna need some help. We're gonna get together. I'm taking volunteers, and we got to go through the archives. I want to put together a collage of some of the funniest moments on BGS. Not I'm sorry, but multiplayer.
That's gonna be amazing.
Even shit. Listen. We're gonna talk about some of the shit that happened on BGST and on B-Spy and some other shows that I didn't did throughout the year, right? So anyway, like I said, we had a leak come out yesterday, or no, actually about 3 days. I seen it 3 days ago. It was on Reddit. Then it became a little more known yesterday, a couple seconds, right? And this gentleman that leaked it, I can't even pronounce his hacker name, whatever the case. He leaked Microsoft's E3 or pre-E3 or Gamescom last year. Age of Empire, year before last, General Ram coming to as a playable character. Forza Horizon taking place in Australia. He was dead shot on something that Microsoft didn't announce. It was Crackdown 3. I don't believe they did. I'm sorry. 4-player co-op for his campaign. But anyway, so he also said that 343 is adding a new multiplayer mechanic to Halo. Maybe a battle royale mode, but it's going to add more players. What else did he say? Oh, a new mech game is supposed to be in. I don't know if it's Microsoft or what. They got also Microsoft has another exclusive game called Codename Hollywood. Fable 4 is in the works by another British studio, and but that's it. If I'm missing something, please forgive me. But and also Perfect Dark Zero. This is what I want to talk. Perfect Dark Zero, and
let's talk about it.
Yeah, okay,
we got some people to shit on.
Post up, we there, brother. We there. We gonna come in this motherfucker like the Avengers, bro.
That was crazy. Straight up. Let's talk about it, Z. Dude, let's talk about it. Don't play with him.
Not bad for a bunch of dudes, the wrong people he's been hanging around with. You know what I'm saying? Not bad for a bunch of guys that shouldn't be hanging out with Z. You hanging around with the wrong people, Z.
Hey, yo, what's crazy, right? Hey, Porter, listen. I'm not gonna be messy. I'm not gonna be messy. What's going on? What happened? What happened?
Yo, listen. I remember shortly after you had an interview with Moot, right?
Yeah.
And they all said, 343 needs to do what they do with Halo.
No, it started before that, though. I started before that.
Oh, that even before, yeah. Well, on BGST. Yeah. Z mentioned.
Hold on. Before you continue, because I'm off my break, so I'm gonna be out of the loop. But in the words of Porter Rock, get the tapes.
Man, I wish I had more time, but I'm gonna find those tapes, and then we're gonna cut it up next week because this shit ain't over.
Instant replay.
So on BGST, Z brought up, you know what I'm saying, talking about why does Microsoft these big studios with so many employees like 343? 343, I think is like 3 times bigger than Naughty Dog. Coalition's huge, yet they only make one game. Like, it doesn't make sense. And Z, like he usually says, he knows people that knows people, and he was told
he knows himself.
Nobody goes to college just to make one game. They don't put themselves in debt to learn game design. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. They don't learn game design just to make one freaking game. So he's trying to get people in. All of a sudden he gets attacked. There's bullshit. Fucking Halo's too important. That what Microsoft just need to do is just build new studios and that's it. Like, if that's just the answer, just build new studios and don't make super great games, whatever, right? And he's like, he just can't believe that this shit's actually happening where Xbox fans, right? People who love Xbox are arguing at the idea of their favorite studios being able to make
doing more,
right? When another manufacturer or another first-party studio is already doing it and they don't even have half the resources.
Yeah,
they have less money, less resources, less people, and they're doing it with no issues. Yet somehow it's a problem if we try to get 343 or Coalition to me. And we're not saying make an Uncharted game or make up the Last of Us game. We're not saying that. Whatever game 343 Coalition makes, just make it. Whatever they want to do, just do it. But they should be able to do more than one game. You know, especially 343. They have like 400 people. It doesn't make sense just to make Halo. It just doesn't make sense, right? So now fast forward, right? We got these rumors going. And let me fast forward too much. Z had a one-on-one with Mooch, and Mooch said the same exact thing. He even mentioned that if 343 makes another game, 343 is going to water down the next Halo, as if or water down the next Gears. They don't want to water down. Like apparently, quote unquote, Uncharted 3 was watered down, and we're like, what the fuck? Like, where's he making up this shit up? Shortly after that podcast, after that 101, me and Z did 101, and I told Z, watch what's going to happen. Because it doesn't make sense. Like Phil, I cannot see Phil, especially if Phil's this hard tight with game development and keeping things in order and structure. I cannot see him constantly giving 343 all this money just for them to do one game. I don't see him doing that. And I told Z, watch. These companies, they're going to make more than one game. And then these dudes who were fighting against you, they're going to come and hype this shit and fucking praise Microsoft for making this great decision, despite the fact that they were against it from the start. I told them this shit's going to happen. Watch. As soon as Coalition makes a new game or 343 makes a new game, they're going to be all over it and pretend they never said the shit they said. And you know what I'm saying? I told them this shit was going to happen, bro. Watch. Because I cannot see all that money and resources just for one game. I just can't see it. Especially like, it's not like these games are made any different than any other game. They have the same tools. They use similar tools, Havoc. They're all rendered the same way. You know, so like Halo's a big game, but it's not big in terms of development. It's no different than making The Last of Us game or whatever, or a Destiny game or whatever. Yeah. You don't need 400 people for this one game. You know what I'm saying? I can understand if they make the game every single year, like Call of Duty, then okay, yeah. You split this 400 people into 3 teams, so that way you could rehash it every year. But that's not how Halo is. You know what I'm saying? Well, man, so what are the 400 people doing?
Here's a question. This was my hey, Moss, check your Twitter. I sent you a link in your inbox. You and Juice, I sent you a link. I added you guys. Check your Twitter. This is what was my suggestion, and this really got their feathers in the world, right? This was my suggestion. I said, you see how they handle Destiny? You know, just with DLC and it gives the game legs and how they handle it. You know, every year picking a big DLC package. You know, I'm from the mindset maybe we don't need a more than, depends on I guess how long a generation lasts, right? We don't need 2 or 3 Halos in a generation. I mean, they can maybe support it with DLC. You know how they do it. You know, just put them out like they're new games. You know, what I mean, you know, make a big hype around the DLC, the expansion pack, or whatever, right? And I said, like, you know, and I always say this too, right? And I want to say that what's going on, White Boy Thor, that now these are just rumors, and what I'm saying is that, and often it can come out to be a bunch of dog shit, right? But I did hear that they were working on several projects, right? And I said that as soon as they maybe announced it, people are going to change. They told same thing they did with the PS4 Neo and Project Scorpio. Remember how I was a madman. I was crazy about that shit, right? People are going to change their tune. Maybe I stop and say, maybe it's not maybe the content of my character, but maybe the goddamn color of my skin. And it was crazy, right? Because I didn't understand how Xbox gamers fans can argue about having more games. Like, that's in itself the craziest shit in the world. Like, you know, that's what I said. The shit get a little too goddamn spooky. Like, come on, and listen, we can see the one that, well, that's Naughty Dog, and I'm not even gonna buy the fact that Naughty Dog is more talented than 343. Even though I do prefer Naughty Dog's game, but I'm not a big Halo guy. You know what I mean? But I mean, you know, we just talk about it. Resources. It took 10 people to start on The Last of Us. You know what I mean? 10. Mm-hmm. Now, and it can arguably be said that The Last of Us was a bigger success, which it was, than the fucking Uncharted. You know what I mean? That last one was huge. You know what I mean? That was huge. And that's all I was saying. And again, it was such a big public backlash. On Twitter, Facebook, I'm hanging around the wrong people. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is going on? Yo, this is bad. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yo,
Brody. Like,
yeah, like, yo, like, I mean, like, why would you want? And again, I'm gonna say this. I want you guys to do. What's your opinion? That why wouldn't you want more from your preferred console of choice?
Because we don't want more.
At the end of the day, like that. Yeah, you know what I mean? That's all when it boils down to what one better. Like, you know what I mean? You know, and why when you want more? Now, listen, and then if it does come out to be true that Coalition is, you know, co-producer making Perfect Dark Zero was third person. Microsoft does need a third person action game, and they can tackle on a decent multiplayer. I think that'd be epic. I've never been a big fan of the Perfect Dark series, but maybe they can make it more mature. You know what I mean? So what they can do with it. See what it is. You know what I mean? But goddamn. But how do you guys feel? You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you know.
Well, I'll say this, man. It makes common sense. Okay, look where you are now. Look at your three biggest games that you have: Halo, Gears, and Forza. You know how much money Microsoft sink into those three companies right there? Those three developers. They could be able to work on three games at once. That doesn't mean that you have to, take Forza and the next Forza that comes out is going to be crappy. That doesn't mean that at all. I mean, and like you said, if 343 is twice or three times the size of Naughty Dog, then that's even worse because it's like you need to fire half your team that you have working on developers. If this small team is able to make a game that has a cult following and that everyone praises this game, why can't you take half the developers and crank out these Halos and these Forzas and these Gears? At the end of the day, guys, it seems like when you say something, guys are like, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. But if the executive say it, then it's all golden. Or if the right people say it, it's all golden. I don't know, man.
Is it the content of my character? Is the color of my character?
I don't know.
I am the Colin Kaepernick of the Xbox community. I want to you guys, man.
I said this before. We all know. Microsoft doesn't have a lot of studios. So it's true. They do have to over time build new studios, build their publishing infrastructure. But what I said before is that is the long-term strategy for the brand. The immediate solution is take those heavy-handed studios that you have already and make them build new games, new IPs, or take over projects that Microsoft already own. I think we even talked about, I think you even mentioned, what if Coalition took over Perfect Dark? You already have the IP. The studio's already big enough. And I'm like, and that makes sense because that's an immediate solution. That's an immediate answer to a problem.
Yeah.
Because building a new studio, that's going to take time. And even if you did build a new studio, if you look at Naughty Dog, you look at or even Bungie, when they first make games, they usually come out as flops. It takes a while for these studios to get in sync and truly come out with a project that they really stand out. Not all of them create a project day one, and this is a big hit. Some of them has to go through their trials and tribulations before they become that big name studio. But right here, right now, you have talent in 343. You have a lot of talent Coalition. You already own IPs that's been dormant for a while. It just makes sense to throw those IPs into those studios so that way you can provide an immediate good answer to improving your portfolio of games. And while you're doing that, buy new talent, buy new studios. Buy studios that's out there or buy talent out there and create new studios, do it all, mix and match in whatever. And that's going to make the brand better. Simple.
Why couldn't they have did this when they canceled Scalebound, right? Platinum Games, they got into a dispute and they canceled it. They pulled it from under. Why couldn't they have took Rare and say, hey, we got a game. These jokers don't know what they're doing. I want you guys to go ahead and finish this game.
Because they didn't already drop millions on Rare working on Sea of Thieves.
Sea of Thieves got announced in 2015. In fact, it got announced at the same time as Scalebound. They both got announced at the same E3.
Again, they have teams that they could throw at these games to get it over the hump. I mean, they already been working on Scalebound and Fable Legends. They have been working on those for years. So I mean, the base of those games are there. They just need somebody to go ahead and just finish.
Personally, I wish they would have worked on something new. Like fuck Perfect Dark, bro. Work on something new.
Yeah.
Man. Like, oh my god, like Perfect Dark. Come on, man.
It
better be dark, grimy, and mean as hell, like the first one. I don't want to see that happy ass flip floppy.
The one on But it's a start though. You understand what I'm saying?
They can reboot the franchise that way. I mean,
the franchise. It's a start. It's a start. They're getting in the right directions. Again, even with a big new IP, that goes to a drawing board. There's a lot that goes into a new IP, especially if you want to make it part of your portfolio. But at least this is a start. The start of bringing back Perfect Dark, bringing back a new mech game. Say, in my opinion, if let's say the rumor's not true, They should put that mech game and give it to 343. Like 343. Once you're done with Halo 6, 100 of you motherfuckers, you're gonna be working on this mech game. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Figure it out. You know what I'm saying? You know. And here's the thing: you have all these employees. Sometimes they have great ideas, but they just can't use it for a particular game because it just doesn't make sense. You know, like they might have great ideas, great gameplay mechanics, but it just won't work for a game of Halo because that's not the type of game they want. But if they had like a Mech Warrior game, they could be like, you know what? It doesn't work for Halo, but we're gonna try these ideas for this mech game that you just gave us. This IP you gave us, we're gonna try it out on that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that opens the door for creativity and just all that type of stuff. You know, it's just like Sony. Just fucking do it, throw it on the wall and see what sticks. Worst case scenario, the game don't pan out and you move on to a new project. You know, but you got to take a risk. Got to take a.
They're working on a mech game.
Well, no, no. I'm not saying they are, but a rumor is the Microsoft franchise might be making
a mech game. That you know, another one. The exclusives is a mech game.
Mech game Warrior so niche now. It don't make no sense.
Titanfall already did it. I mean, they kind of
Titanfall.
Well, that was a little different than mech
right now.
Yeah. You know what I mean? That was,
and it's not even really a mech game, so I doubt it. But
I don't know, but you know, but like I said, this guy does have a credible track record. He leaked all the stuff, like I said, last year for Microsoft's E3 in their Gamescom Age of Empire, and all. You know, I mean, General Ram being added as a DLC character for Killer Instinct. So you know, in the way that he worded, you know, what I mean, if he didn't want to get sued or anything, he said, "This is what I would like to see," like he did last year.
Hey, so basically, Microsoft's trying to get where they needed to be 3 years ago.
And this is good news. I mean, it's good news. It's good news. New games. We want, you know, how you say, the people that were not in denial are not saying that there wasn't an issue as far as exclusive content. Yeah. And again,
and let's not pretend this day Xbox maybe not as bad, but Sony was in the similar situation with PS3 where they had to like kind of start over. Because the way they launched the PS3, they were talking about the Blu-ray, they were talking about entertainment, cell processor, and all that, and they lost multi-plat support, or at least the multi-plat support went, the exclusive support went multi-plat. They weren't pushing a lot of games, and Sony had to refocus. So they went back to their core, put out IPs, which helped the PS4, because Sony ended off their gen on a good note of they're making games, and Microsoft could do the same thing. They could end off this generation with, man, Microsoft's really revving it up. They're making the right moves in terms of games, which will set up the next Xbox, which comes out in 2019 for success. I'm kidding. I'm kidding, man. I'm kidding. You know what I'm saying? But, but there's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes it's not how you start, it's how you finish. Okay. So that's just the truth.
What if that rumor is true? What if that 2019? I mean,
this guy.
We don't think it is, but what if that is the case?
Oh, 2019? I mean,
I don't think so.
Here's the thing.
I don't think so at all.
But
I don't see it.
We got what you call mid-gen refreshes, so maybe that's meant to extend the generation. These mid-gen refreshes. But I do expect Microsoft to meet Sony there or soon after they release the PlayStation 5. So if the PlayStation 5 comes out in 2020, I expect to see something from Microsoft in 2020 or latest 2021.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Also, like I said, I don't even know we're still dealing with generations. Or is still a thing. As far as I know, Phil said that no longer would your games be left behind, your controllers. Maybe everything going forward, maybe both backwards and forwards compatible.
So Sony has said that they will always
they're going with generations.
Go with generations. That's just built up from them. So.
The next Xbox will be a different generation. It'll just play the old Xbox One.
Yeah, it'll be backwards compatible.
But the games that are on the Xbox One, they will not play on the next Xbox.
Or vice versa. Yeah, the new Xbox, those games built for that won't.
I look at it like this, right? And the how you say the gift, the yin and the yang, right? I like getting new consoles. The excitement, new generation, better graphics. But from a gameplay standpoint, let's be honest, launch games that come out normally be dog shit. We hype them up, but they really be kind of shallow. We don't really get the, how you say, the meat, the guns and the butter. It's about 3 years in, get all the dope shit.
Guns and butter.
Yeah, the guns and the butter. But you don't have to wait for that anymore. We don't have to wait 5 years to get a God of War. or 2-3 years. We can get day one. You better think about it. Normally when consoles launches, back used to be, you would get their, well, I don't see Mario, but you would get the Halo or what Sony has or whatever. You would get the big games up front. You know what I mean? Not because the games cost so much money to make. You got to wait to the install base grows, and then you get the big games. So just think about it. If it does go that way, you don't have to wait 2-3 years to get the big games. Because you have already an install base where Sony got 70 million. You got potentially 7 million customers that can go out and buy the game. So it's like the gift and the curse. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think developers, let's say when the next Xbox and PS5 comes out, you're going to see a lot of cross-gen games, especially with x86. You're going to see something similar to what you see now, that the game will work on a PS4.
Yeah.
It'll also play on a PS5 and enhance. But I think at a certain point, though, especially from the first party, Microsoft and Sony, they're going to build a game specifically for the next Xbox, and they're going to build games specifically for the next PS5 to truly max out everything that game has to offer, which means it won't work on the PS4 and the Xbox One family. You know what I'm saying? But I think they'll do that once it gets to the point where they feel they could get the PS5 and next Xbox fan base matures and there's enough to sell to. So I think kind of like what we saw in the beginning, we saw a lot of cross-gen ports in the beginning because even Sony did that and Microsoft did it too. Forza Horizon 2 was on 360. Yeah, Tomb Raider. Even Sony did it. A little bit of Planet 3 was on both platforms. So both did it in the beginning, but then it got to the So it got to the point where once the fan base matured, then they cut the leash. The first party were the first ones to cut the leash, and then later on the third party followed once they felt comfortable.
What do they really have to do? Look at like I said, you x86, right? But listen, it can't be a Pro in a PS4 Slim situation. I'm not even taking shots. It has to be a huge leap. You know what I mean? And like I said, they're both. It's like someone has a GTX 1080 and someone has a 560. They can still enjoy the same game. It just goes to 1080 is going to look much better than that.
But the problem with that is that the console community is not like the PC community. Like us on PC, I bought my card, so I don't give a damn about you. The console people complain about 60 versus 30.
Oh, you ain't lying. I forgot about that.
They scream about that.
That was
so that stuff like that becoming a reality just because you got the newer system. That is going to absolutely, utterly kill the possibility that you can do the split base. I agree with what you're saying. The way the consoles are made now, you can split them easily, and it just runs worse on the older hardware. The problem is that the console community won't allow that to happen.
Yeah. But look, there comes a point in time in a generation. It's
you have to cut the leash.
Look, this generation is over. You're stuck in the last generation, so you have to be content with those 30 frames. You have to be content with the checkerboarding and all the other stuff that you had to deal with this generation. You just have to deal with it. Sorry.
Hold on. I'm with it.
Who has again? I'm with you with all of that.
No, I'm saying
but that's not how the manufacturer
anywhere, baby.
60 everywhere. To us, the hardcore, that makes perfect sense. Yeah. All of this sounds like it should be a reality right the hell now. But to the common casual, they don't give a damn about anything we just said. Yeah. They care about their game running on their system that they
know why though. You know why though? They were promised no man left behind, no console. They were promised that, and so yes, they're going to try to hold the people who said that. They're going to try to hold them to that.
My only fear from next gen, you know what I'm saying, when we go into this next generation, bro, is these stupid fucks worrying about 4K 60 instead of improving these fucking engines, bro.
Yes.
That's my fear. These dog shit fucking engines. Same fucking mechanics from fucking 10 years ago. Still not improving.
They ain't changing that, bro. They ain't look at Call of Duty.
COD sells and that shit is dog shit.
Yeah. Until it stops selling. Like you're right. Until it stops selling. To people, treat them like they did EA with the Battlefront 2. And until they make a stand, they're gonna keep pumping out the same shit over.
I know the crazy part is, a lot of go ahead.
I'm sorry. Y'all think these engines ain't improving? They're 4K 60. They're whatever you want on PC. Just on console.
But I'm still talking about the physicality. Like,
he's talking about the physics.
Physics, bro. Like you get shot,
collision effects.
Collision effects. All that shit needs to get improved, bro. Like, think about it. There hasn't been a while.
Not going to change that.
There hasn't been a wild moment in this generation yet. Not from going from original Xbox to Gears of War on the 360. You haven't seen that leap yet. You haven't. So need to step up.
And also the quality of the, you know, because we can't get into a next generation when they release a game and you need a day 1 10 gig patch. You're like, what?
I don't think that's
like, what are we doing here? Like, come on,
definitely not going away.
Yeah, man, like they need to improve.
It'll have to be
that's not going away.
Blu-ray.
Simply
that shit's annoying though.
It's not going away for two reasons. One, we're in a digital age at this point in time. We're moving closer and closer to all digital.
For sure.
And that being the case, since it's all data bytes to them, it doesn't change anything. Like it's just us moving in that direction. If I can put out a game right now and it can go gold, 2 months in before, I can polish it at the end in those last 2 months, put out a patch for it, and it works perfectly fine.
Right. Let me ask you guys a question though. Why is launch games always have the stigmatism of being trash? Why is that?
Because they're rushed.
Because they mostly are, but let's see why.
Oh, they're rushed. They're rushed.
Yeah, they're rushed.
Right, they have
the window, and
they have a time frame. They have to put the game out, so they put that game out in that time frame. The problem is that there's always the reviewers that pop out this review of a game that doesn't have a patch. Right. And then everybody
that's all fine and dandy, but you're talking about these developers been in the game since 1981.
Right. No, but then also the changed development since 1981. Like even coding has changed in the last 8 months. Like the way you write certain code has changed in just the last 8 months. So you got to think for the 25, 30 years these people have been making games, all that stuff has changed. All the mediums have changed. They went from cartridges to disc. They went from disc to digital. Like everything changes, and they're adapting to that as it goes. So these people that have been in the game longer, they're worse off than the people that's new, because the people that's new is learning all the new techniques in school. All these older people is wisdom.
Let me ask you a question.
Hold on. Another thing to add is sometimes when they launch a new console, the manufacturers never lock down the specs. They keep changing them.
That's true.
Or they tell the third-party developers, hey, assume these specs.
Window.
So they're developing games based on assumptions. And then like 8 months before launch, okay, this week, like look at Sony. In February, they said they only have 4 gigs. So then that's what developers work with. Then in June, we got 8 gigs.
Yep.
Like, what the fuck? Like, what are you doing, Sony? Like, what?
I got a question, right? So let's shout out to the 237 people watching, 240 watching us live. You'd be so kind, like I said, hit the like button. We will do again at the end of the show a giveaway. We got Star Wars, Battlefield 1, Assassin's Creed, and that's I'm giving pick between those 3. So like I said, hit the like button. I got a question, right? But look, going back to what you were saying, Mash, and I agree with you. Like as far as the gamers complaining, right? Console gamers, right? And you remember at the start of the generation, right? Not we, but I didn't. I'm there. Always online. Now it's not much an issue anymore. You know what I mean? Even what they're doing now, what you call with these mid-gen refreshes, right? Like I was telling D, like I said, nothing's by chance. They just say, hey, we're going to put out this Xbox X to change the paradigm narrative. These are not how these billion-dollar companies work. This shit was already in the works when those consoles came out in 2013, or roadmap, whatever. They was once the PS4 and the Xbox, they would start a production or making the X or whatever the fuck the case, or the Pro, Neo, whatever. This is how even Nintendo's already working on the successor to the Switch. That's how it goes, right? So if these mid-gen refreshes are successful, right? Well, especially the X, you know what I mean? I don't think it's gonna go anywhere. I don't think it's gonna go anywhere. Like, I mean, if it's not broke, why fix it? You know what I mean? If it's not broke, why fix it? So again, people may have claimed, some gamers, may fuss, but once we, like I said, we all complain. It was a big thing about DRM. No one's talking about DRM anymore. Always online, that was the issue. Now we got games that are always online. It's not a goddamn issue anymore. You know what I mean? I believe I'm from the mindset of it's not what you say, it's how you say it. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's like I see my wife say, "Yo, Zaire, take out the motherfucking garbage, you stinking ass nigga." I ain't taking out shit. We all gonna smell shit all goddamn day. You know what I mean? But hey, baby, take the garbage out. Oh, yeah, right. But shit do stink. I'm bugging the fuck out, right? I'm bugging out. Yeah, you know what I mean? I'm gonna take the shit out. You know what I mean? But yeah, I say, I guess gamers, console gamers, rather have to be ushered along slowly. Why? I don't know. Because this shit, even Bill Gates was talking about back in 2001, that he sees a digital all digital. People just like, what? Oh, this now I love my CDs. I still buy CDs. I'm a dinosaur, but you know what I mean? I don't have a problem, downloading something digitally from iTunes. So, you know what I mean? I don't, you know what I mean, at the end of the day. So I just think
I say
two different things.
I'm saying the same thing. Microsoft, they are always ahead of the curve or behind the curve, and they never tell you what the hell's going on. Like they're either too far ahead and then don't say anything, so everybody just be like, y'all can.
So they end up being behind, right?
Right, and then they end up being behind because they slow down where they were already headed. So they end up behind the 8 ball, trying to do something that they had already said they were doing, and it's all because they don't know how to communicate that to people.
Good point.
You tell somebody, we going all digital. The reason we going all digital is so that you can share your games amongst all your friends and your family, and you can trade in digital games that you no longer want and get money for it towards new games. You say that rather than we're going all digital. Be happy. People understand. Yeah. There's a difference between those two things. The problem is Microsoft didn't do that. They just like, hey, we're gonna go all digital. You're gonna have to be online. Not any reason other than that. And then the whole we got a console for you is the 360. That killed them because it wasn't giving people the option to be online. It was telling them you're going to be online and you don't know why.
You know what's crazy about those, man? The people that were complaining about it were all online. Who the fuck buys a next generation console that's not online? Like, come on. I mean, even my 7-year-old cousin, got an Xbox and all that shit for Christmas, and he's online, asking for some damn points for GTA or whatever the fuck the case may be. Goddamn, drop the camera in there, goddamn.
Hey, I'm gonna be the dissenter on this topic. I personally think that a lot of people did understand, and that's the reason why they went against it. Because I think there's a difference between an always online game and an always online console. There's two different things. Right. How the PS3 had always online game, like Warhawk. Warhawk was an always online game on the PS3. You couldn't. There was no single player campaign. If you didn't have the internet, you couldn't buy it. You couldn't play the game.
Slow down.
It was already there. You know what I'm saying? What the problem people had was, let's not pretend everybody's internet is perfect. You could go on Spectrum channel. You could go on Cox Cable. There's people that always have issues with their internet ISP. It's not like we have the most reliable ISPs out there. There's like right now, the best ISP I got is Spectrum, and these guys fucking absolutely suck. I have 5 of my routers go to shit over a weekend, and their stores is now open on the weekends. There was plenty of times my shit broke on a Friday. I had to wait till Monday to trade it in, and that's normal. Like I go on the website, there's thousands of my people in my neighborhood that go through that shit. So it's not like we have the most reliable, Wi-Fi. I mean, when you're on Facebook and Twitter and doing all this shit, you really don't notice that. You know what I'm saying? I
got a question, right?
Wait, hold on, let me finish. You didn't finish. So like right now, like Destiny. Destiny is always online game. I play it, whatever. But let's say if my internet goes out, I can't play Destiny. But I could still hop on and play Horizon Zero Dawn. I could play Fallout. I could play Nier Automata. So it's not so bad because I can still play my console. It's not completely locked out for no reason. You know what I'm saying?
We're gonna always have that issue.
And there's millions of gamers that are like that. We're not really having an issue with that. Yeah, really.
Okay,
Look at people in Houston. Let me put it this way: if Microsoft would have stuck to their guns with this always online DRM, it would have been disaster over the past year. People,
here you go. Hit the like button.
There's a lot of people. When you know what I'm saying, there's a lot of people. Hell, in Houston alone, when they went through that hurricane, those people who was out of the internet for like 2 weeks.
You're gonna use a national disaster to prove your point.
You know what I'm saying?
Look, you know what I did? You know what I did when the hurricane came and we didn't have any power, any internet? I was on my cell phone, bro.
All right, but let's look at that, right? Real shit, right? If you look at, you said you are what you call a dinosaur. People, you my man, Puerto Rico. Dinosaur. If you look at the top 10 fucking games on either platform, they're online games.
Oh, here we go. Fuck, man.
It's the fucking truth. Men lie, women lie. Now every goddamn show you talking about this Nier Automata. 6 motherfuckers bought that goddamn game. All right.
Boy, you very disrespectful.
It was the truth.
80.
Near Automata is a dope game. I just want.
I'm not debating that. But 17 people bought it literally. You know what I mean?
Near Automata hit $1 million.
Neck 2 made out. So when it's 70 million goddamn stores, talk about it, man. Come on, man.
Near Automata hit $1 million.
Fuck all that. With 70 million motherfuckers install base, like I said again, you're gonna see the same top 10 games in the fucking MPD month after fucking month. You know what I mean? That's
how
the
many
fucking
people
truth.
bought Tacoma.
I don't know what the
how many people bought Tacoma.
I don't know what the fuck Tacoma is.
Exactly. That's the Xbox One exclusive.
Bro, bro, I'm not, brother. You in the wrong fight. Put your tiki torch down. I'm not talking about exclusive.
All right, let me counter that one. All right, okay. PlayStation has 70 million users, right? Or 70 million consoles sold.
Whatever.
Did Call of Duty sell 70 million?
It's about 12 million in
yeah. So let hell fuck it. I'm gonna go ham.
That was out of two platforms.
Let's say fuck it. Let's say 20 million. Fuck it. Let's wild out. Let's say Call of Duty sold 20 million on PlayStation, right? Let's say 20 million. Let's say the last Call of Duty that's been out for a year sold 20 million. That's still 50 million people that's not playing that game. So what are they playing? The point is,
what?
And always online. What do you mean? What? You could do math, right? 70 minus 20,
nigga,
is 50 million people.
Okay,
right? So that's 50 million people.
My screen.
Listen, so 50 million people aren't playing. The whole point is this: when you do always online, you're boxing out people. That's not the Call of Duty fans, and there's no reason for it. You understand? You're boxing out the people who aren't the Battlefield fans, whatever. You know, that's what makes your huh?
Who moves the needle?
What do you mean? The casuals. Well, who doesn't matter if who moves the needle? Listen. If hold up, no, but gamers are buying it. Just because the casuals ain't buying it doesn't mean a million people still ain't enjoying the game.
But
just because more people are buying Battle, listen.
You're proving a point. You guys are the fucking.
No, listen. No, it doesn't matter. So because only 4 million. So because only 4 million people bought Horizon Zero Dawn, fuck them. We're just gonna ignore you from here on out.
Gaming is a very tough topic.
You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make it doesn't.
Zaire, you sound silly, bro.
How?
No, it's not. Really? No, it's not. If you're not making a console listen, if you listen,
if a console came out,
it's real simple. It's real simple because look, PlayStation is not PlayStation is not an always online console yet. It still caters to the people who love online.
Fuck that.
Plus, it caters
if
to
the next PlayStation 5 comes out, if it's always on, you're not gonna buy it. You're gonna stop gaming. You're gonna fucking just stay in your tent and fucking play with Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Or are you gonna fucking buy it or not?
It depends if the Xbox. It depends if the Xbox.
No,
if the Xbox is not always online, I will get an Xbox over a PlayStation.
No, that's not. If the next console
always online,
you're gonna sit in the house and play with fucking Yu-Gi-Oh cards all day. Is that what we're saying? On a record?
If the industry, well, listen, if the industry if I don't have an option to buy a console that's offline, then I don't have a choice. I'm gonna keep gaming.
Okay, then. Thank you.
There's a difference. There's a difference between having my hand tied. But let me put it to you this way: if Xbox decide we're not doing always online gaming and Sony does, I'm gonna go Xbox, and Sony loses my dollar. That's just how it is.
Okay.
If I don't have a choice, I can only buy what's available out there. You know what I'm saying?
I see both sides of the equation, but here's the thing that we're
all
going to have to.
Here's one thing. What is even the point? Because like people keep mentioning, well, we would have had so much features. Some of those features that Microsoft was advertising, you could get them right now. Like the sharing between 10 families. On the PS3, I shared games with 5 people, and that was a dog shit free network. So if the PS3 could do it with 5 people, and the only reason why it was limited to 5 because that was the number Sony chose. They chose 5, access to 5. But if Sony wanted 20, they could have done 20. So if a free network that didn't even have trophies was sharing games between 5 people, why the hell do you need an always online console?
Hey, Zaire,
it was already done.
They
a lot of
reduced it though.
They reduced it. They reduced it because third party hated that shit.
But
you know what that is? 5 people playing Call of Duty and only 1 person bought it. Man, Activision wasn't having that. They're like, you bugging. You got to cut this shit out.
Let me ask you a question. So you think 1 million or 2 million that Near Automata sold is bad on a 70 million?
Did I say that? Are those my words?
No,
are those my words?
I'm asking.
Nigga, do me a favor. Get your answer. Check your fucking sugar. You blind black cock-out motherfucker. Did I say that?
Listen, Granola. Listen.
Those are not my words.
Ooh. Okay.
Those are not my words.
Oh, you about to get killed.
You 6'6" Christian Bible.
It's clear. It's clear the way we have console gaming now. We don't need an always online console. It doesn't even make sense. Even phones, right? When they're locked out of the internet, you can still use your phone. You can still play games. You can still watch movies. You can still use your camera. You can still use lots of apps. So if a goddamn phone is not even a locked out always online peripheral, I don't see the sense in a console doing that. I don't see the benefit in an always online console that we're gonna get. A lot of the benefits Microsoft advertise, you can still do it right now.
Here's the thing.
You could do it now.
Here's the thing.
I don't see what we're gonna get out of it. I don't see what we get. The only people who truly benefit from this is Microsoft and Sony, because at this point they control everything, and there is nothing we can do about it. No longer can I easily, freely grab this disc and sell it for $10 on my own. I don't have that option no more because they won't let me, because it's always online. They control everything. That's the only people I see as the business.
I mean, you can do always online and still trade your disc. They can remove away that feature.
No, because in order to be online, what Microsoft plan was, let's say if you buy a physical disc,
I understand the plan. I'm talking
you
about
install it. It's locked to your license.
You can still do that without that. I'm saying you can still have an always online console. It's like having an always online game. No,
it's not the same. This is what I'm thinking.
I'm not talking about remove the DRM shit. I'm just talking about always online.
Kill that nigga.
Remove and like I said, the cloud and the offload presets from the cloud and all this. You can still have a disc and still trick the motherfucker. And this when someone fucking gets their new game, they got to just log into the internet. I don't have a problem with it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I wouldn't even play my PlayStation 4 or my Xbox if this motherfucker wasn't online. I'm keeping that bitch 150%. I wouldn't. I wouldn't. So are
you not a gamer, bro? I mean, you still.
Listen, nigga, you're a grown ass man that plays with a fucking 3DS. Shut the fuck up.
I don't know. Listen, Mini. I swear to God, like if my router, if I don't have internet access or whatever, I'm still gonna game. I don't give a fuck if it's on a black and white TV and on a concrete in the Sahara. I'm gonna play my shit.
I'm just saying. I think Next Gen just exposed himself.
Fuck. I'm gonna play my shit. I don't give a fuck what it is.
Listen, I play online.
If he wasn't online, you wouldn't play at all.
No. God. I play online, multiplayer.
Oh, you a fraud.
I do. That's what I play. The problem with that?
This motherfucker.
Unfortunately, guys.
I mean, to each their own.
The future. The future, is it is what it is. Everything is going to be always online. We're gonna have a box we're gonna plug it up or connect it to the wireless, and it's not gonna be anything inside, barely any storage, and everything is gonna be streaming from the servers. That's just the future. Eventually, we're gonna get there. Right now, we are kind of dinosaurs. We're looking at the same box that we've played since the NES. We're looking for that same experience, but eventually, things happen and technology moves forward and all this stuff is eventually just going to be streaming.
I say this, it's crazy that we're looking for that experience but asking for new experiences.
Yes,
you're looking for the same shit in the past but then asking for new shit at the same time. How, Sway? That is
but
an oxymoron.
But like I said, always online, unless they completely get rid of disc-based games, I don't see the point in always on. I don't see the benefit of a consumer of an always online console. I don't see what we get out of it. Like, somebody tell me, what do we get out of it? Because so far that this
Microsoft Live party for 10 hours. I mean,
what
it
happened?
makes sense.
Like what?
Were you an Xbox Live party for 10 hours? It makes sense.
But you're doing that now, and the console's not always online. That's what I'm saying. Like, if right now Sony and Microsoft said your console has to be connected in order to use the services, the games, or whatever, what's in it for us as the consumer? What do we get out of it?
Right now,
because a lot of the shit that was offered, you could get anyway right now.
Right now, as this package, there's no benefit for us. It's specifically for DRM. They're just going to have to be creative and figure out some perk for the consumer. Yeah. But right now, it's just strictly for DRM.
So what would be that perk? Like, what would be the perk where, let's say if my Sony says you could buy an offline console, like a console you could play offline, but you're not going to have any of these benefits. So you make your choice, Puerto Rock. I'd be like, you know what? Oh, shit, all these benefits? Yeah, I'm going to go always online. What would be that benefit?
Well, that's what they get paid the big bucks for. They go to figure it out.
You know what I'm saying? But right here, right now, I don't see it. I don't see anything.
No, I totally agree.
Yeah.
I think in fairness, though, we never got to really see the full utilization of what they wanted to unveil because the media just completely pissed on it. So I don't know. I don't think we'll ever know what. I think it had more to do with the cloud compute. Yeah. That way, if they guaranteed that every Xbox was online, that these developers would use the cloud compute, and I think it was tied to that. But I just don't think the message ever came out. Now, I think Puerto Rock has a point. I think some of these things they could do now without an always online check-in, where they would just say, listen, this is the idea that we have. We want to be able to use this compute. If you want to use this compute for this game, you have to make sure that you're online with this game at all times. Do not buy this game unless you're going to be online, because it will not be enabled through cloud compute. That's one way they could get around it, if that's what the intention was of them always wanting it be always online.
I'll say this: if Sony or Microsoft said this to me, hey, Puerto Rock, we have 2 consoles. We have one you could play offline, and we have an online only one. The offline one, since you could buy disc-based games, and which means you could buy used games, we're gonna sell you games at $60. But if you buy the offline one, I mean the always online one, then we know the only way you're gonna get games is through our store. Because of that, games cost $30 or $40 day one. Then I'll be like, I get it. I get it. You're saving money.
I'm down with that. People buy cheap ass games, like all games. I buy them bitches for $30-something every fucking time. Because it's 90% digital medium. Like, I don't know when the last time I bought a fucking physical disc for my PC. I can't even tell you. It was before my kids was born.
I think me and P Rock the last two sons of bitches out here.
But on the real PC, yo, when I look at PC's digital store and stuff like that, you guys have awesome deals. Yo, you don't know how many times. Yo, I remember when Street Fighter finally unfucked itself a couple of months later, you know, when they got the single play and all that shit content. And they sold it on Amazon for $30, right? This was like June. So I'm like, cool. I switched it from digital. Switched it from physical and went for the digital code. That bitch went up to $60 again. Yep. I'm like, this shit don't make no sense.
But
like,
P-Rock, this sale that's out right now for both PlayStation and Xbox, man, they're on some Steam prices right now. You know what I'm saying? So they come.
I went
to lure you in, bro.
It's a sale. I went to Best Buy on Black Friday to pick up Shadow War for my cousin, and I was like, all right, I'm picking up digital because that makes sense to me, and him and my other cousin can game share. Now the bitch was $25 or $30 or whatever at Best Buy, but it was $60 for the digital card in the store. The same goddamn store. Literally right next to it. It was $60 for the digital card in the goddamn store.
And the physical game is cost more because of the packaging and all that shit. It doesn't make sense.
That pissed me off.
The digital card is just a bunch of words. That's all it is.
It's literally a piece of paper that's probably inside this damn game already. Like, come on, bro. That shit pissed me off so bad, bro.
Like me, like I buy my games digital with if it has the multiplayer because I game share too. So me and my brother-in-law we game share, so we both get to play the game. But a lot of the single player centric games, I go to Best Buy and I get it for $40 day one. And it's not like we're in an age where games sell out day one. You have to pre-order. It's not like that no more. You could I don't even pre-order games no more. I just go grab it.
Yeah.
And boom. And with the Best Buy's Game Club, that shit's $40. You know what I'm saying?
Dual fan in the chat said Puerto Rock pre-orders games with his food stamps. God,
that's it, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Disrespect.
No, hey, that's with my it's with my SSI check. If you're gonna talk it right. Facts.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. That Best Buy deal is not that good, bro.
Which one?
The Gamers Club. That's just kind of trash, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
A lot of people swear by that, man.
I don't.
So play 65, you get them for like 40.
Digital games,
yeah. And not only that, the card not only work for new games, it also works for any games that's been out for a while.
Let me debunk this real quick. When you purchase a game that's $64, right? You bring it up to register, they take that 20% off, and then they add tax after the discount. So you only save like $5. That's it. You're saving like $5.
Right, but then it's also 20% off like accessories and stuff.
Yeah, accessory and like
collector's
edition. What I like about that one, over Amazon, because I used to do the Amazon one. The only problem is Amazon, they only do it for pre-orders. They no longer do it for any game that's in the store. Right?
Yeah, you get 2 weeks.
Best Buy is fucking. You could go like right now if you want to go buy The Witcher brand new and it's like $22. You get 20% off that $22. Like it's whatever game.
I know that. My problem just adding the tax after the discount. That's my problem.
I ain't gonna pay you.
This motherfucker took bad. I thought I was bad, bro. That's what I'm talking about. That's what, man. Fuck taxes. That's what I'm talking about. We doing the movement, dog. We doing that movement.
Like $53. It's like $53 for me in Jersey. I don't know what your taxes.
My man, all day in the counter taxes. We charging taxes. We talking taxes.
Not the game that I'm playing.
My man out there, my man out there dumping tea. You know what I'm saying? Out there, out in Boston, he dumping that tea. He like, man, fuck your taxes.
I just walk out, nigga. Fuck that.
You got a little packet of Lipton iced tea, a little packet. This is what I think of your taxes.
Hey, that's my game. This is my
Hey, not the game that I love, but the taxes.
Fuck that.
Oh, man.
Seeing cheap, man. Lord, ladies and gentlemen, the like button, like I said tonight.
I'm gonna make everybody a skate. You know, team cheapskate.
Yeah, for real, right?
And Bill fan said all day mad because at Best Buy they don't take recyclables.
Dang.
Tell them why you mad, son. Tell them why you mad. Oh, shit. Yeah, man. Tell them why you mad, man. But also I want to talk about too while we're here. I want to get your opinions. I've been at exclusive matter so much. They were talking about the pre-orders of God of War.
Oh God, here we go. Here we go.
Kind of low, and I'm a God of War fan. You know what I mean? I'm gonna try to get the collector's edition if they have one because I'm a huge Kratos fan.
Who pre-orders games still, bro?
I will pre-order
exactly.
That. I will pre-order. I mean,
I think people pre-orders not that big of a deal anymore. It's not like during the PlayStation 2 OG Xbox where you had to pre-order a game because if you didn't, you weren't getting it that day.
No.
Now
Pre-orders.
I don't know if you ever went outside of a GameStop or a Best Buy when NBA 2K come out, but it's 1,000 motherfuckers outside.
What?
It's still pre-order.
I could still get it.
Most guys that buy 2K,
it's what's cool.
Everybody I know
that ain't digital.
They playing 2K at midnight because they already downloaded. They've been playing it for a couple of days anyway.
Yeah, I don't think pre-orders hold. I don't think it's as big a deal.
You know why I used to do pre-orders and something like TV it reminded me of myself. I would get a bunch of games, right? And I get the list and I would pay on them throughout the year. So by the time they came out, I didn't own anything. That's why we're pre-ordering. It's
called a bank account.
Putting games on layaway.
I think now pre-order is more of what you get if you do pre-order a game. Like if they're gonna give you extra map packs and shit.
They're gonna give you a refrigerator sticker. Woo!
Whatever. I think it's more about that. But if you don't really like what's being offered, then I don't think pre-order. Like pre-order God of War and you get this custom controller, then that would be.
Everybody's waiting for the theme console. That's what they're waiting for. Everybody's been saying that.
You think that? I don't think. You think they're gonna have that?
Yeah, I think that. Theme console. Yeah.
No,
I think
pre-order is
mark my words.
It's gonna be the sticker of the Omega symbol. Here you go. God of War special edition.
I want the collector's edition. The Kratos.
You never know, but I mean, if they do it right, just like what I think how they're gonna do Spider-Man. And have just a really exclusive badass theme. I mean, man, this thing can.
Spider-Man, they need to make custom. They will be insane if they didn't.
That shit gonna be a sticker.
People just buy it just to have it especially the Spider-Man fans that collect everything, T-shirts and fucking bobbleheads. They will just buy it.
I don't know about Kratos. That's like doing the Killzone goddamn theme console. I don't know about that.
Yeah. Oh damn!
Hey, yo,
my problem is PlayStation outside of the PS1, the classic one, and the first Star Wars one.
Yeah, that was hot.
Like
and the 20th edition
and the GT Sport one, the GT Sport Slim, that was dope. Yeah, but the majority of them have been goddamn stickers. Like you can buy,
that's all they were,
and that is sad. And I feel like the Spider-Man one, and it's gonna be a sticker.
I'll be honest, the best
web on top of PS4. That's what it's gonna be. I'm telling you.
The best custom console was that 20th edition PS4.
Right, that shit was fire.
That was nice.
When I saw that one, I instantly went back to my childhood.
Fuck, I wanted that one. They were charging like $1,000 for that.
The Batman one was alright too. Yeah, fine. The Batman one was
2014, 2015 when they had it. I'm like, man, you ain't got no games. Fuck that.
They had that one was ill. Star Wars was ill, and that Metal Gear one, that red one. That
was the Batman one was alright too. The Batman. I like the Batman joint. I like the Batman joint. But
after that, they stopped trying.
I feel like they just not trying. They They put a decal on it and call it a day.
That Call of Duty one,
the Destiny one,
number 3.
You ain't like that Call of Duty one? You ain't like that?
No, the Call of Duty with the Black Ops 3. That shit was disgusting.
Hey, no lie.
Literally,
Camo one was garbage.
Yo,
that controller was lit. I got it. I got
that shit was just a number 3 on the fucker. I'm like,
Hey, hold up. My man, he mad as hell. Infinite wisdom. First, shout out for you watching the show. You see, Z, you're only thinking about yourself. Now everyone's gonna afford fast internet. But what the fuck? Gaming is
but he ain't lying. Like, what's the average? What's the average of speed in America? Like 4 gigs?
I mean, no,
like 4 megabytes.
Let me tell you something, right? Everyone that plays a racer has a steering wheel. And everyone that plays a fighter has a fucking fight stick. Everyone that plays a shooter has a Elite controller. Gaming is always a very selfish hobby. I don't get what someone else has in the house. I care about my needs. I'm a very shallow man. I'll take beauty before brains any fucking day of the week. Listen, I'm a man of very low morale. I make some
Yeah, but you also if for your preferred platform, you also, if you're truly a fan of that platform, you also want to make sure that platform could be reachable to as much consumers.
I don't give a fuck.
Oh shit, man! This motherfucker right here. This motherfucker. Man, there's no talking to you, bro.
I don't give a fuck. Get online. We got one games. Hop on that 2K. I don't give a fuck.
Listen, bro. You can't hype your console to be a behemoth and it's not selling to nobody. It doesn't work that way, bro.
It's more of us than
your console to be a behemoth. It's got to be a behemoth.
Hit the like button.
It's more of people playing online and stuff like that than people that are not. It's a fucking fact.
But yeah, I don't know, bro.
It's the fucking truth.
Yo, you know what I'm saying? You need to lay off your meds, bro. I think MM2K. I told you his shit. Man, I told you his shit ain't FDA approved. You need to stop taking it, bro.
He's gonna say that while your Puerto Rican Knights is in the chat, man. Because I still got the mugs hitting me up at work and shit, man.
Hey, yo, check it out, right? Listen, right? You take Grand Theft Auto, right? It's the biggest selling game this generation. You know the percentage of people that completed that game and played the actual story? You want to fucking know? Like, this motherfuckers buy GTA to play online, not to play the goddamn story. It's true.
What are you talking about? You mean this generation? What the fuck are you talking about?
Well, that's because it's the last generation game.
Right.
Yeah. Wait.
Nigga, remember the game.
Listen, this generation.
In fact, the game didn't even launch with the
Listen, I said this generation. Did you not hear me? Check your sugar, you fat motherfucker.
And listen,
this generation, what game has outsold Gran Turismo? I mean, Grand Theft Auto. What game?
No game.
So what the fuck are you talking about then?
But let me ask you this though. So hold up. But just because Grand Theft Auto was successful, I know. Listen, I agree. You already answered.
The biggest successful online game, like I said, even Call of Duty. How many motherfuckers completed the story of Call of Duty go straight online? The fuck?
Okay, all right, but cool. But look at the gamers who bought The Witcher.
Yeah, that's true.
Game sold 7 million. Are we gonna fuck them over?
Yeah.
Are we gonna say fuck you?
Yeah.
Because you
look.
That's what I'm saying.
Here's the deal. Let's keep it real. We're gonna go there eventually.
I don't have a problem with it.
This was something that was introduced in 2000 to the home computers. They was going to take away the hard drives for the home computers and start the cloud system back then.
Yep.
And Microsoft didn't roll that out right. It was their messaging that fucked that up. So this is coming, but they're just gonna have to figure out a way to do it to where people don't revolt. But if you fooling yourself if you don't think this is around the corner.
Man, Z only plays goddamn 2K
because of console.
And his favorite character is Kyrie Irving.
People in console.
Stop it, bro. We can't listen to his ass. He don't count.
I have 4 computers in my house. Not a single one has a damn disk drive in it. That's how much I don't buy.
Motherfucking Z on the game survey be like, who's the most iconic character? Motherfucker said Kyrie Irving.
Hey, what the fuck did you think? Hey, listen, check it out, right? All my games say are back in the cloud. When I got my Xbox One X, all my games say my games in the cloud. Like, who the fuck? Like, it's the fucking future. This ain't the Nintendo Switch. All my shit is backed up and saved on the goddamn cloud. I don't have an issue with that. What is the? I really don't see the downside of any of that, man. I don't, man. I don't.
It's the fear. It's the fear. And here's the thing about it, right? When your internet goes down, right?
I pay my motherfucking bill.
No, I'm just saying. Let's say this outage area. You go outside, you go do other things, and guess what? Eventually, it comes back.
Listen. I don't live in a rural area. Fuck this. I live in West Orange, New Jersey. My taxes are $13,000 a goddamn year. Okay, let's be clear. This okay. Fuck the motherfuckers living in Kentucky and Alabama. Always online. Fuck you.
You better be careful, man. One of your Patreon members might be for Kentucky. Well, fuck you, Z.
He already know
I give you $2 a month. Fuck you.
Hey, yo, my bad. Top the Super Brothers and Fat Game, but they from Kentucky. I don't want your shit, nigga. You know what
I mean, overall, in the end, I gotta see the benefit for me. If there's no benefit for me, I don't want it.
But I'm asking you this.
What we have right now, you gotta give me a benefit. It's gotta be more than just. We just gotta get something out of it.
I really don't have an issue with it either way. I'm just being honest with you, right? I'm not gonna cut off my nose to spite my face if this is the way that fucking gaming is going. Look, fucking you and all people all day. I don't understand. You're fucking bought a Switch. You need a cell phone goddamn app to play on goddamn line. I don't know what the fuck you even talking about. You should use yourself to this goddamn station. You bought a console.
You gotta be connected to 6 devices.
But I own all of them.
You need a console app, a cell phone app to play online. What is you talking about?
I don't play online on my Switch. What the fuck are you talking about?
Listen, I'm gonna say this again. Because you're morality, you got your tiki torch out, right? You bought a goddamn console and you need a cell phone app.
Right.
Yeah, but he's not talking online.
I'm not playing online.
He's playing the game offline. He's just playing single player.
Listen, the fact that this grown ass man is 37 years got a fucking 3DS, you know what this weird motherfucker's doing it up.
You're talking to the same nigga who wears 6 headphones, only got 2 ears?
Oh shit, this motherfucker. Hit that like button. Yo, Z.
Can't be trusted. Anybody that thinks their wife on Christian Mingle can't be trusted. I'm telling you right now, listen.
Since we talking Switch, how you feel that Switch is the most fastest successful console in the US?
In the US?
Yeah.
Here we go.
I said like I've always said. I said we've been this conversation.
Look, he getting nervous. Look, he getting nervous.
Bro, March is only like 2 months away, bro. Like, why you think
that? I mean, next holiday season when Mario already came out.
Nah.
No, give it a year. Hit me out. I said, this is what I said, right? Real shit. I don't lie. Mario's came out. They never gave you Zelda. Now what? Doom's not the answer. LA knows not the goddamn answer. I'm just being honest. So they didn't give you they didn't put all the Splatoon. They put all that shit. Boom. See, with the Wii U, they didn't give it to you all. They gave it to the back end. Now with the goddamn Switch, they gave you their iconic franchises all up front. What's next?
Oh, so you still got Metroid? They got Bayonetta 3.
They just started with
Kirby.
Listen, I'll be honest. Pokemon, not for me personally, but Pokemon's bigger than Mario.
Yeah, it's gonna outsell.
They haven't even released their biggest franchise yet.
Yep, it's gonna outsell Mario.
They haven't even released this. Super Smash Brothers.
Can I ask you a question? Porter?
They got deep pockets.
Listen. Has there ever not been a Nintendo platform without a Pokemon game on it, or a Smash Brothers game?
Well, no. Pokemon's mostly been on handhelds.
No, it's been on. I mean, that Pokemon was on the
Nintendo 64. Yeah,
it was on that consoles. Yeah. So I say this, right? Everyone's hyping up. I mean, Pokemon's a big game. I mean, because that's in Pokemon tournament outsold Street Fighter. But let's check it out, right? They're hyping me because they had the free cell phone app, right? How many of those motherfuckers are gonna actually go out and play $60 for a goddamn Pokemon game? It was a free goddamn cell phone app. That's all. It's different if you're putting money behind something. Like, it's a little different.
Well, you said the same thing about Mario, and that shit sold like a motherfucker.
What? No. What I said Mario will not outsell Call of Duty on either platform.
Well, but of course not.
This is what I said. In this climate again,
true.
In this climate again, Mario is not bigger than Call of Duty. Mario is not bigger than Destiny. Mario's not bigger. That's what I said.
But here the thing, OZ.
But is Mario not
you're taking a collective from all three platforms, and then you're trying to compare them against just one platform?
No, he was talking about individual platforms.
But even with all
more than what I said.
Call of Duty on Xbox, it won't sell more than Call of Duty on PlayStation. About platform per platform.
Hey, bro, listen, check it out, right, bro. Listen, my man, I know you're trying to get a W on the show. You're new here. I understand it, but not like this. Not like this. They ain't the answer way. You don't get the biggest name. You don't get the bullshit out. All right. Yeah. So, like I've said, I'm not talking about. I'm talking about on individually.
Yeah.
It won't sell any platform. That's the fucking truth.
But even individually, there's not enough Switches out there to compete 1-on-1. Like there's only
Even
I
if
think
it
now
was.
10 million. No, because
Even
look
if
at
it was.
look at Super Mario 2. Super Mario 2
It's 10
sold
million.
14.
It's 10
Listen,
which is
Super Mario 1 sold like 14 million. That shit went head to head.
Listen,
hell, what was it? Was
listen,
which is the one that sold 30 million? Mario Kart.
Listen,
that shit sold 30 million. Like,
It sold more games than
that shit killed. That shit went head to head with all Call of Duties combined.
Listen, on what system?
What? On the Wii.
I'm talking about the Wii U. They bundled the guy. Listen, they bundled that shit with a lot of goddamn consoles, but that's neither here nor there. I'm talking about on the Wii U, right? Or even the Switch.
But the Wii U was a failed console, so if you have a failed console, then the games ain't gonna be that successful.
They sold though. They still
the console. I know that, but the Wii U after 4 years only sold like 11 million.
13 million.
But I said 13 million. Have a 15 million.
Okay,
fine. It's a failed console.
But the Switch right
is
now
different.
Switch
already pretty much caught up to.
It's at 10 million, right? It's at 10 million, right? Okay, it's at 10 million, right?
No, it's more than that.
It's a little bit. It's like at 12, 13.
Oh, the Switch?
It's about 13. Yeah.
Okay, fine. Even better. So, again, so you got 12 million Switches in the wild. Did Mario sell 10 million copies? No.
Of course not. No game sells like 90% to the fan base. You can't ask Mario to do something no game does.
Well, you guys told me people buy the Switch for Mario, right?
Yes, but it's not going to be like 90%. No game does that. Like no game sells 90% to the fan base. That's like
does anybody have the stats or whatever in the comment section?
Like no game, but not even Call of Duty does that. Call of Duty don't even sell to 90% to the fan base.
It's just 2 months.
You know what I'm saying?
And
let's put it this way. You know, the console's the fastest selling in America, right? Right? And it's fucking charting like a motherfucker. It's selling crazy quick. And it doesn't have third-party multiplats. So what's selling the Switch then?
The power.
If it isn't as exclusive.
The teraflops.
Power? You know, 4K30? What's selling it? Something is obviously selling the Switch.
All right, listen. Like I said again, right? Okay, look, fine. All right.
Something's selling the Switch.
We're going to be, like I've always said this again, we're going to revisit this conversation next holiday season.
No, you didn't say that. You said a year. And this was back in March. Well, a year's up in 2 months. In 2 months.
Okay, fine. What comes out in March for the goddamn console? Nothing.
Okay, what? So we'll find out.
I ain't fine. Calm down. That's all I'm saying.
Can I say? Let me say something. This is where I might have to descend a little bit, Z. When I came back to work after the
now, where you working at?
Holiday break,
first of all, state your job and occupation. You
I work for Thomas Martin, man.
What you doing? Talk. What happened?
All right, look. When I came back, I was shocked to see when I was asking people what they got their kids and shit for Christmas and what they got themselves. Most of the people was talking about picking up Switches, man. It was crazy. A lot of people are picking up this console because these were a lot of casuals that was still revved up about Nintendo from the Wii. That's the feeling that I got. And then this whatever new gimmick that was advertised for the Switch is hitting. Now the question is, can Nintendo drop the software to keep those casuals engaged? But there's a lot of casuals that picked up the system for Christmas.
Wait, what did you say? Casuals engaged?
No.
not gays, engaged.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Engaged.
I told you my mic was messed up.
You went down Trump on me. You said, what
that gay add-on.
There's a lot of casuals that picked it up, man. I was shocked.
You ready?
Okay. Well, fine. And I also said this. I said that this Switch will not outsell the Xbox or the PlayStation 4 this holiday season. I wasn't wrong by that either. Right?
Listen, I think. Listen, Z, I already ate my car. I'm just trying to help you so you can move on, bro. But you holding on to that line, bro. Listen, the longer you hold on, the worse it's gonna get, bro.
It's like I equate the Switch to the Wii, right? Everybody bought it because of the hype. And they played that motherfucker 2 times, right? Listen. I told you I live in a pretty, decent neighborhood, right? I got white neighbors. I made it in life. Listen, my black ass, I got Chinese neighbors. I got white neighbors. You see all. I'm doing all right for my goddamn self, man. God is great, right? And I go down to you got the Starbucks down the street where you see Lauryn Hill and Whoopi Goldberg. She lives in West Orange also. And I go to the Dunkin' Donuts down here, and you got the other kids. And I haven't seen the Switch in a goddamn while. I said, listen, when people were saying that it was sold out, I'm not saying the thing didn't sell well, but I could have walked in Kmart, I have a Kmart where I live at, and bought a goddamn Switch. You know what I mean? I just think people buy it. But listen, Even all day, you don't told me yourself that you ain't using that guy. You probably used to even got yours all day. Did you get rid of it? You know what I mean? Like motherfuckers talking about, Alex, he traded his soul, his shit. I ain't playing on goddamn Switch. Like, come on.
You know, Alex bought another One X, right?
Oh, I didn't know.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
No, I know my man's Neverland in the chat, the best mod of the year. I know he bought one.
Yeah,
I'm
gonna tell you, don't trust Alex, bro. He has something up his sleeve.
Oh, let's say it.
Even the PlayStation community got to keep an eye on him, bro.
Let me tell you something.
You never know. Even we look at him like, what you up to, bro?
Hey, yo, Alex ain't got check it out, right? I want to say no good. A true story. I spoke to my brother Obi-Wan Play. You know my man Obi-Wan, the Nintendo guy, right? And even Obi as a Patreon. So shout out to my brother Obi, right? So anyway, so I see he did a video playing said Destiny something in 4K on the Xbox One X, right? So I called him, how you like to yo on some real shit, he says the best console he ever owned in his life. Like talking about the Xbox One X, right? And he said it's kind of hard going from it. And I keep saying this again, like especially if you have like a TV. And I'm not, I also heard it looks great from the 1080p TV. It's a huge difference, from that compared to the PS4 or the Pro or even to the regular Xbox. I mean, and I'll be honest with you, the reason why most of us buy these new consoles are for the graphics. You know what I mean? Are they exclusive lacking right now? Yes, they are. And I'm hoping some of the rumors that come out to be true. But again, in this generation, I'm going for the multi-plat rule because which I find is crazy. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that exclusive are not important, right? Although we said again that exclusive gives a console its identity, but what did Sony have for the first 3.5 years? They were hyping up resolution and having the best version of the multiplats. And and it's the truth. Like, I'm just being real. It's a huge difference. And this is coming from a straight Nintendo guy. He said it's the best goddamn console he ever owned in his life. Like, he's blown away. He said he didn't believe me at first. Madden and all that shit look bananas with the 4K and the HDR. God damn. That's shit crazy. You know what I mean? That's the guy's honest truth, man. You know what I mean? The huge difference.
Well, of course it's going to look different. I mean,
it is.
If the guy been playing at 720p and cartoony games, I'm just saying, like, and then you would go, bro, 4K and realistic games.
He got everything. He got everything, bro. He got a PS4 and he had an Xbox One S, or Xbox One. But he didn't. First of all, when you're a YouTube, channel, you keep up with the stuff so you can talk.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, but just talking to him, like I said, I got a few friends within the community that I talk to, every now and then, Rich and those guys, and he said, "Yo, just Rich is the best console he ever owned in his life." Like, listen, remember I told you guys that I got the S and I got the Pro, and it didn't give me that wow factor.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it's not even me being fanboy shit. When I went from the S to the X, or you just going from the Pro, it's like, oh shit. Like, you know what I mean? And listen, I'm not even a big Madden fan. Madden look bananas. Injustice look bananas. You know what I mean? Shadow of War, crazy as hell. Like, God damn. Gears of War. Listen. Gears of War multiplayer, even in game mode, the multiplayer, of course, the campaign always looks much better than the multiplayer, right? In game, with my TV being in game mode, right? I'm playing on a KS9000, right? And with the HDR off, right? The multiplayer looks even better than the single player on the Xbox One S. It's God's honest truth. And that ain't no goddamn spin.
Yeah.
So you imagine playing through the campaign with the 4K and HDR. That shit is bananas, yo.
Let me ask you this, DNZ. With all that being said, I agree with you with everything you said.
Yes.
Why is this little handheld, this little hybrid console? Why is it selling like hotcakes and outdoing the? It's pretty much going to catch up. It's projected to catch up with the Xbox at the end of the year, of this year. So why is that the case? It's not price. It's $299, so it's more expensive than the S.
I'm gonna say this. When Nintendo's hot, when they are hot,
they're hot.
It's like PlayStation, they're a global brand. They're sold in regions that worldwide. Xbox, no matter how hot it is, there's just some places that's just not gonna buy it for whatever reason, like Asian markets and some places in Europe. They just don't buy it for whatever reason. They're just not going to buy the Xbox.
I tried to get smooth, right? Weird ass.
Nintendo has a bigger four-corner reach.
My man Smooth and still some of the juice, right? Shout out to Kid Smooth, right? He in Jersey too, nigga. You better be Smooth. You better be easy, baby. I'll put the shooters on you. You niggas don't know how serious I am, But anyway, check it out, right? Like he said, why did we sell like hotcakes? It was just something different. You know what I mean? At the end of the day.
So you still think it's a fluke? You still think it's a fluke?
I just think no. I mean, well, would you like this? Would you consider the? Let me ask you a question, real shit, right? Speaking from a gamer, would you really think that the Wii? Would you really look at it as a serious contender?
No, here's the thing about it though. Okay, the Wii is something. It was something that was gimmicky, right? It was something gimmicky. You had you had these damn wands and all this crazy stuff that you had to do.
Got the same
this thing is in my hand. I'm playing it right now while I'm doing a podcast. I'm playing Doom right now. So when I play the Switch, I don't think about specs. I don't think about resolution. I don't think all I'm thinking
why you don't think about that?
All I'm thinking is, man, I'm having so much fun sitting on the damn toilet playing Doom and playing Mario.
You on the podcast in the toilet?
And playing Zelda and playing all. You see what I'm saying? I'm playing 2K. I'm playing 2K. Yeah.
I get it. I'm about to answer your question for you. Right? You said a key word here, right? You said when you're playing the Switch, right? Could you imagine if that was Sony's next generation console?
I will flip the fuck out.
Okay, so people don't listen.
I would shut my channel down. I'll be like, I'm done. My subscribers be like, yo, where do I go?
I think this is detrimental, like the gaming, because people don't hold Nintendo to the same standards that they will hold a Sony or a Microsoft. Real shit it out.
Exactly.
Imagine, I'm not even saying Microsoft because it is what it is, right? Because you'll say I'm being biased. Could you imagine if Sony showed with E3 and showed one game? Could you imagine that?
Yeah.
Could you imagine that? That generation will be over before it even started. If Sony showed up the E3 and showed one game, you see where I'm going?
Well,
and again, and I think this again.
So if they showed up to E3 and they showed they showed The Last of Us, only The Last of Us. Let's just use that for an example.
It would be a bomb.
That's because they have always kind of.
Okay, now listen.
Nintendo used to always do it too, and then and then everybody just gave them a pass because the Wii U was trash.
It's hurting gaming. It's hurting gaming. Let me tell you, gaming would be in such a better place if all three of those guys were out there lobbying for our dollars.
I don't think
Nintendo is not really concerned.
Well, they are lobbying for our dollars. They are
not really, no, because Nintendo doesn't want. They don't care. They don't looking to be your main console, right? And here's the problem, right? That. Back in the day, right? Whether you got a Nintendo, Super Nintendo, or Genesis, either way you were good. Either way you were fucking good. You can't just own a fucking Switch and be content with gaming, right? There are a lot of motherfuckers, like I said, growing up in the hood, that say doesn't have disposable income. Either you can go Xbox or they can go PlayStation. But either way you go, you'll be fine. You know what I mean? And you can't be that way with the goddamn Switch. You know what I mean? And like I said, I still bet on that. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, like, you know what I mean? Because it's not how you say, I don't know.
And you know what, Z? Probably you're thinking that way because you're looking at the Maddens and the Call of Duties, right? Okay, so on my Switch, I got NBA 2K, I got WWE 2K, I got other games. Now whether you like them or not, or whether they consider trash or whatever, I'm just saying to a guy that has never experienced a PlayStation or never experienced Xbox.
With that, then I will question his sexual preference and what preference he has.
I'll answer that. This is the problem with what you're asking. The Wii U had Watch Dogs and it had all these third-party games at the beginning too. And that shit died.
Yeah, but we know why they did. We know why they did.
You have Mass Effect 3?
Right. Yes, and it fell off a damn cliff.
Yeah.
So, like I said, you can't judge it by the beginning. Right now, I have myself a Switch. I want to buy another one for my kids just because I know they're gonna break it. And it has nothing to do with whether I play my Switch or any of that. I just know my kids are gonna break it. I'm gonna buy a protection plan. They can do whatever they do. They're kids. But that doesn't change the fact that to me, I'm like halfway with Z, halfway not, where I want Nintendo to succeed. Nintendo is gonna do their side chick thing, is gonna keep going. That's not gonna change. But I don't want them to do the same thing that happened with the Wii. The only difference is that they put out the games right now. The Wii sold on the gimmick. The Switch is selling on the fact that they put out all the games people expect from Nintendo right now. I want that to continue. But the problem is that the way Nintendo makes games, you're not going to see another Zelda, another Mario this in the Switch.
Yeah, because they don't make them annually. They don't make them annually.
You know what's funny?
They have so many IPs. They don't have to.
They need to go back to the to the way they were with the Nintendo Super NES because you used to see 2 or 3 Marios.
Right,
In one console generation.
You got Paper Mario.
They didn't have like one Zelda, then that's it.
You got Mario Kart. I mean, there's like 1,000 different versions.
Yeah, but you had that on Super NES. You had Mario Baseball, Mario Golf, Mario RPG, Paper Mario, Super Mario World 1, 2, and 3. You had
like the different.
I think that's cool.
Now, the only thing I see being an advantage for the Nintendo is that they are now approaching their console market the way they approach their handheld market, literally because it's the same goddamn thing.
But here's the thing though, Mass. They are releasing a successor to the 3DS rumor this year.
Yeah, I agree, but I'm saying they're approaching it the same way. The same games that you're gonna see on 3DS, you'll see on the goddamn Switch.
Yep,
guarantee that shit,
bro.
Guarantee that shit. It's cartridge based and everything for a reason.
That's a mistake if they do that.
They're gonna do it.
I don't know why they wouldn't release that.
Because to them, people gonna you put out a $300 Switch, right? And to us, looking at it, you're like, yo, that's $300 system, and it's big or whatever. You put out the little itty bitty 3DS successor and put that out for 200. Right? You put that out for 200 to a parent, to the little kid. They care about the fact that it's a Nintendo handheld like they always had.
Their IPs, those games that they
and the IPs that they always had. The Pokemon that's going to come out on Switch, same thing. Like I said, they care about that. To a parent, we see $200. So I can buy this $200.
Or if they come out with a Grand Theft Auto for the Switch, so let's say Grand Theft Auto 5 on the Switch. No, I know, hypothetical question, because this is the rumor that's out there. If they drop that on the Switch, you don't think people are going to want to play that?
Well, here's the thing: it's not. But people are playing the Switch. Grand Theft Auto Online.
Yeah,
they're not playing it for the story.
I don't think they want to put the Proton Pack on and cell phone and all that other shit on it.
Yeah, they're playing. You realize Grand Theft Auto to sell is not because it evolved because of Red Dead Redemption, like the online multiplayer. People are not playing GTA, like I said, for the campaign anymore. They're playing that bitch for the multiplayer.
Yeah, and this is the craziest part is that the Switch itself has set Nintendo up in a position where everything they do can be integrated. And that being the case, since they've never been in that position before, they are going to take advantage of it because it's feasible for them to make money off of every facet of their business right now, because they only make games. And if they can combine everything into one development cycle, that's more money for across the board. Sell 2 different products, sell the same game on those products. You make more money.
They'll just change the name on it. They'll change the name and
exactly
here's the version for the Switch and here's your version for the new.
They're not going to drop the price of the Switch no time soon.
But that's smart.
Even to this day, Wii U's are too goddamn much.
Yeah, the Wii
like
$300.
They don't drop their price of nothing.
No,
you can this Wii U launch titles right now that's still full price in the goddamn store.
Yeah,
like that's because Nintendo does not drop the price. They're always about continuing to make money. That is what their thing is. They're going to continue to make money no matter what happens. They're going to make as much money as possible, and they're not going to sell anything at a loss. That's not going to change anytime soon. So that being the case, they'd rather put out new stuff for you to buy than to lower the price of the stuff they have.
Yeah,
that's just how Nintendo works.
You know what? Hold up. Before we going listen, look, do me. How many likes we got? I'm gonna give away a free game. Yeah, but hold up. Do me. Like, everybody hit the like button. I got my man. I also want to address my man again. Infinite. What's his name? Wisdom.
Infinite Wisdom.
And he said, "Nah, Nintendo has always been in their own lane." How old are you? Like, that Nintendo ain't start that shit until the fucking Wii. Like they always was about the power. You know what I mean? Nintendo was saying like they have always been Nintendo 64. Like this is something. And again, Nintendo was my first console. Yeah, Nintendo has always been about specs and third-party support. They didn't start that weird winky tinky shit really until the Wii. You know what I mean? It was Nintendo's policies, and them being old school. The fact they want them low ass discs and wanted to stay with cartridges. Listen, I always told the story. When I was in 4th grade, I got Mike Tyson Punch Out. My grandmother paid $70 for that shit for Mike Tyson's Punch Out. Cartridges. That shit was like cartridges and whatever. That shit was high. There was some fucking 64 games that cost me like $80. The Star Wars I paid was at Cruising USA. I got this shit from Sears for like $80 or some wild shit like that. Killer Instinct, like, you know what I mean? But you know, it is what it is. So I don't, like, maybe you're young, but shout out to Lisa watching the show.
Nintendo though, like their policy on how they do things is old school because the people that was at the top are the same exact damn people. Like I said, remember when I was talking about game developers and the people who've been there for 20 years? The problem with Nintendo is all them damn same people is the ones in charge, and they do business the same exact way. They haven't evolved with the times because they didn't have to. And every time they put out something and it's a smash hit like the Wii or the Switch, it further cements the fact that they don't have to do anything other than what they're doing, and everybody's gonna give them like Nintendo's. The best thing that happened to Nintendo was the Wii U failing, because it gave them credence to do whatever weird stuff they do, and if it was successful like it was with the Switch, their directs and all that stuff, and that now becomes a thing, and everybody gives Nintendo a pass because it's now a thing, and nobody cares. Nobody's gonna contradict it. Nobody's gonna talk about it because it is a thing. It's just the reality of the situation. The best thing that happened to Nintendo was the fact that the Wii U tanked, so that everything weird that they do as soon as the Switch became a success now became justified.
All right. Hold on. I'm getting the shit I bought from CD Keys. I'm downloading the codes.
We done got Z hooked on CD Keys, yo.
Yeah, I bought a bunch of games last week, and I ain't know I had to do all this other extra shit here. They were just sitting here. I got some other codes in the folder. All right. So I guess they about to put the codes up in there. All right, I got them. Voila. Let me put this in the folder. I've been lost this shit. All right, give me 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, this is dope. I will be back. It will get some more of my money. I need to put this in a folder or something.
Yeah, CD Keys is dope, man.
Yeah.
CD Keys, Kingwin.
Put it on my desktop, right? That'll be easy with the other ones there. Hold on, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Give me one right quick. Shit. Wait. How the fuck you make a folder? Just give me a second.
While he's looking for that, I want to say to promote CD Keys, man. You a gamer, you looking for some discounts, you cheap like me and P Rock, go to CD Keys. You'll get you some crazy deals.
You pirates like me and P Rock.
Oh man. All right. Peace. I get it. Anyway, go back to the chat. All right, I guess how do we do last? We want to answer a question? You guys want to answer a question or pick a number? Let me get this goddamn game away.
Number.
All right. No question number. All right. Hold on 1 second. Yeah. All right.
Pick a number between 1 and 100.
Okay, Matt, you got a number?
Yeah.
All right. So pick a number. All right, guys, hit the like button. And pick a number from 1 to 100. You got it, man?
Yep.
1 to 100. You're looking at the screen, right?
Going now.
Yes, sir.
Let me look at this right here. Let me get the code. Another code. I got a bunch of shit over here. I got Mafia 3. I got Forza Horizon, Star Wars Battlefront. I'm doing it big over here, bro. Look, I got Tekken 7. Let me see. Patreon post.
Hold on. Did I see it? Let me see it. Yeah.
And you know what? I'm gonna use this. Shout out to my brother Timothy Warren, who promoted today's giveaway. Not dirt giveaway.
Oh, got it.
Got it. Hold on 1 second.
Zeno DZ Gamer.
All right. Oh, Zeno.
Zeno one.
That's my man from South Africa or Africa, North Africa, right? That's him. That's him.
There you go. Yep.
Zeno DZ Gamer.
From Africa. That's the one from Africa.
Number 87.
Number 87. I put in the chat and I put in our little Google chat so y'all know what just me randomly picking over.
Goddamn.
Alex is damn fool. He put 666 up in the goddamn chat.
Yeah. Okay. Zeno DZ Gamer.
Yep.
Are you Okay, you still picking number. You already
won. You won, man.
You already won.
You already run, bro. DZO, Dino, whatever. Are you the same guy from South Africa or North Africa, West Africa? And now I'm friends with you on Facebook. I can drop it in your inbox right now on Twitter.
He not even responding.
Oh shit!
That motherfucker might be in the bush right now. He might be 5 minutes behind.
All you gonna hear is.
He out there with that
No, right?
He out there poaching.
He's trying to get the internet back. He's like,
yeah. He said yes. He said yes.
Right, look, I got Battlefield 1, or you want Assassin's Creed?
Damn, niggas get a choice. Shit.
Yeah, that's my man. I'm putting the code in there right now. All right, here you go. All right, here you go, Zeno. Inbox me right now. I got 1,000 messages in my inbox, bro. Inbox me right now on Twitter. I'm dropping the code in there right now.
On Twitter, yeah. He said Twitter. That's good.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Someone else, yeah. He almost won last week. We gave away PUBG last week. I got a bunch of goddamn codes, man. I'm gonna start giving them shit again. I'm just sitting on them shits. Oh, you go. I got them right here, Zeno. I got you right here, Zeno. All right, code sent. There you go. Thank you. Anything you guys want to say? We get the hell up out of here. Anything you guys want to promote?
I just did some liquid cooling on my PC, and it actually increased my Ethereum mining rate. So I'm going to be putting up a video on that if you guys want to cool down your GPU and get some higher hash rates. So that's coming up sometime on the weekend. Basically, I water cooled my computer and it does crazy shit. So watch the next video.
Cool. There we go.
Hey, it goes super fast now.
Hey, yo. All right. I sent you the code, Zeno. He said, "What's up?" I sent you the code, Zeno. Hope I give it to the right motherfucker. Oh shit! Oh my god!
Oh
yeah, here you go. Enter it now. I said this is the wrong person.
He said it to himself. He's about to do it.
No. It's the same person. He added me to a chat with Dylan and them. That's why.
Dylan gonna get it.
I must see better. But hey, just in case, man, you can't trust Dylan and Cole. Right now, into that motherfucking console.
Put the code in. You put it in.
Yeah, put the bitch in right now.
Was he giving away used codes?
JV Motor, raping you. Hey, yo, that nigga Alex did that shit a couple of times, man. I got game plans for a year. So don't say that shit. Nah, man, this shit, I used this shit already. Sorry, fucking. You've been real disrespectful. They might hit the like button. Fuck them. But nah, man, thank you again for rocking out with us tonight, man. We appreciate all the love and support, man. We catch you guys next week on the multiplayer. Tomorrow I'm supposed to have something with Matt's Gaming. Let him do his little tech thing, talking about the PS5 rumor specs and stuff. Hey Matt, if you're around, you hop on with us, man. If you're around.
Yep. I'll be there.
For sure. Tomorrow 2:00 our time. I'm an hour ahead of you, right? So
1:00. Got you.
1 o'clock. So tomorrow 2:00. And because he's I think in Poland some goddamn way. So tomorrow 2 p.m. Me, Mass, and Maslin and Mads Cats Gaming. We'll be doing something tomorrow at 2:00. Thank you again for the like I said. And what's my man name? Morgan's Day. I hit you on Twitter. Hit me back, man. I'm trying to do something with you, Morgan. Put the collage together. But we out here. Thank you for rocking out with the show, man.
Peace.
Peace.